Go.
Senator Obama, we've got your back. Take 33.
Oh, jeez. Senator Obama wishes to rise above all the petty political bickering, and we're covering his back here, and I want to address a few issues. The first thing is experience. Now, the most experienced person on day one to ever be president was Richard Nixon. The least experienced person on day one to ever be president was Abraham Lincoln. Now, I'm not saying that Abraham Lincoln or Senator Obama is like Abraham Lincoln and Senator Clinton and Senator McCain are like Nixon. What I am saying is that experience is not the main thing. The main thing is character and judgment. Lincoln was about character and judgment, and Nixon was about experience. Not much character, not good judgment. Anyway, so that Oscar Wilde had said that experience is the name we give to our mistakes. So if this is true, then yes, Senator Clinton and Senator McCain have more experience on foreign policy. The next thing is both Senator Clinton and Senator McCain said we should not talk to our enemies unconditionally. Both of them get an F in American history for this. In the early 1800s, when Thomas Jefferson was president, both the British and the French were seizing our ships. President Jefferson unconditionally negotiated with Napoleon. As a result, he was able to make the Louisiana Purchase and he doubled the size of the country without a war. Had Senator Clinton or Senator McCain, with all their experience, had been president then the United States would end at the Mississippi River. In 1939 and 1940, the Soviet Union and Joseph Stalin was our enemy. But in 1941, President Roosevelt unconditionally started to negotiate with Joseph Stalin. As a result, we were able to defeat Germany in World War II. Had Senator Clinton or Senator McCain, with all their experience, had been president of the United States in 1941, we would have lost the war to Nazi Germany. And we wouldn't be having this election right now. In 1962, in October 1962, President Kennedy, when we were on the verge of nuclear war with the Soviet Union, unconditionally negotiated with Nikita Khrushchev of the Soviet Union. As a result, he averted nuclear war. Had Senator Clinton, with all her experience, and Senator McCain, with all their experience and their unwillingness to negotiate with our enemies, had they been president then, we'd all been killed. It's not experience. It's character and judgment. Now, talking with people, you make friends. When you ignore them, you make enemies. The next thing is both Senator Clinton and Senator McCain have called Senator Obama's inspiring speech just words or platitudes. George Washington didn't feel that way. When he had read to his soldiers Thomas Paine's inspiring words from The Crisis, "These are the times that try men's souls," he read that to his troops at Valley Forge, where they were freezing, some didn't have shoes, and he marched them right across the Delaware. Well, they didn't march across the Delaware, they went across on boats, but they went across the Delaware River and surprised the Hessians in Trenton. Those weren't just words. The Gettysburg Address. How could you dismiss that inspiring speech as just words? True, Abraham Lincoln was the least experienced person on day one ever to be president, but I think the Gettysburg Address words speak for themselves. The next thing is the 4th of July. On the 4th of July, we celebrate the Declaration of Independence. Not our independence. We didn't win that till later. But on the 4th of July, we celebrate the Declaration of Independence, which is just words. The fighting came, and we became independent later. But on July 4th, we celebrate just words. And who's going to tell the British that Winston Churchill's inspiring speeches were just words? When Senator McCain calls inspiring speech platitudes, when Senator Hillary Clinton calls inspiring speech just words. They're telling Americans to forget the Alamo. Now the next is the decision to go to war. When Senator Obama was running for Senate, he took the unpopular position against the war in Iraq and correctly predicted what was going to happen. He had enough judgment to see what was going to happen. Okay, it was an unpopular position, but he prevailed in the election and won. Now, at the same time, Senator Hillary Clinton in the Senate voted to authorize the war. Okay, now the polls were for the war at the time. And it is my opinion that she was planning to run for president and she didn't want to have voting against that war when it was popular on her record. That's too ambitious for me. There's too many people dying, and there's been too much human misery as a result of this war. It's a tragedy. It's a human tragedy. And part of it is due to her ambition. And it's because of this I do not feel she should be Commander-in-Chief. We can have a government. We can have a new birth of freedom. You know, we can have government of the people and by the people and for the people, but not if we keep electing the same old people.